Hello, grade 10 students. This is teacher Geraldine again, and welcome to the fourth week of discussion in computer system servicing. Your topic will be about computer specifications. Your learning competencies are check PC specifications and verify network functions and specifications. For your guide questions, what is a computer specification? And what should you consider in purchasing computers? Let's start our topic with defining a specification. When you say specification, or others call it spec, is a list of the key components that make up the computer. It is provided by the retailers to help buyers decide which PC and which combination of features they need. When buying a PC, you start by deciding what you want your PC to do. This tells the specifications you need. Again, if you want to buy a new PC, then reviewing the computer specification is a must. And the most important component to take are the processor, or others call it CPU, the size of the RAM, or the random access memory, and the size of the hard drive, as these are central to the overall capability of the system. If it is planned to use specialized programs for students with special needs, it is advisable to purchase a suitable specification computer to meet the system requirements for these programs. Now take a look at the sample specification of the computer that we have on screen. So first we have here the processor information. It is Intel or AMD processor model, and then its number. The processor is the brain of the computer and controls most of the work done. So it is very important to consider the processor. Next, we have a 2 GB SD RAM, the size of our memory. So RAM is the working memory the computer has available to do work. Next is the size of our hard drive, which is 160 GB. So the hard drive is a central storage area for the programs being run on the documents or assets created. Next we have the other informations, like for example your optical drive, the 17-inch flat screen color monitor, integrated graphics card, and of course the operating system, which is Microsoft Windows XP Pro. This information is about the sound and the graphics capability of the computer, as well as details of the monitor, operating system, and software that come with the computer. Okay, let's start first discussing with the processors. So here are the pictures of sample processors. We have AMD and Intel. So actually there are two companies for our processors, the Intel Incorporated and the AMD Incorporated. So they are the manufacturers of most of today's PC processors, and both offer a range that balances prices and performances of the computer. So processors are generally defined by their speed, and it is measured in megahertz or gigahertz, and this relates to the number of operations they can perform per second. The higher the value, of course, the faster the PC will perform and the more expensive it is. That is why if you look at the laptops, for example, other laptops have bigger sizes. However, it is a less price than the smaller laptop. So it is not the size of the screen or the monitor that was considered. It is the processor speed. So we have here different types of processors, like for example, Intel Celeron D and AMD Sempron. So these processors are ideal for just entry-level processors like office applications, internet browsing, basic graphics programs, and home computing. For Intel Pentium 4, AMD Athlon, and AMD Opteron, this is ideal for mid-range processors, which is good for educational software, office applications, general multimedia applications, and internet browsing. And for high-end processors, we have the Xeon, AMD Athlon, and this most updated or latest processor that we have, the iCore, if you have heard of that. iCore 3, we have 5, 7, and I think 9 is on the market as well. So that is for multimedia creation applications like 3D graphics and video editing, office applications, internet browsing. So maybe others have experienced that when they edit a video, since I know some of you are into vlogging, and if you have experienced that when you edit a video, it seems like your computer cannot take it, it is lagging, then maybe it's time to upgrade your processors into the highest version. Like for example, as I've told you, iCore 7, like that. Next we have the memory or the RAM. So this is how the memory in the computer looks like. The main working memory in a computer is called the random access memory or the RAM. RAM is measured in megabytes. So if the processor is measured in speed in megahertz or gigahertz, our RAM is measured in megabytes. A minimum of 2024 megabytes or equivalent to 2 gig of RAM is recommended for general purpose PCs. And 2048 MB or 2 gig of RAM is also sufficient for PCs running multimedia applications like those on which digital music, video, or high-end graphics are being created or edited. So aside from the processor, the memory of the computer also matters. And the storage, the hard drive. So this is what the hard drive in our computer looks like. The hard drive is the computer's primary storage area. It stores the applications and programs that run on the PC, as well as any work created by users. A hard drive capacity of at least 80 gig is recommended for general purpose PCs. However, if working with multimedia applications where large graphics and digital audio or video files are being created and stored, then 200 gig is recommended. Then for other specifications, you can also consider, if you want a bigger picture of what you are doing, then consider the size of the monitor. So we have the older monitor, which is the CRT or cathode ray tube, have been largely replaced by liquid crystal display and light emitting diode, LCD or LED flat screens. average entry-level PCs usually come with 17-inch flat screen, and this is adequate for most general-purpose applications. So larger 19-inch flat screens are available and may be appropriate if video editing and advanced graphics work is being carried out. So for teachers and students of special needs may want to consider using larger monitors with their students. So special needs, like for example, it is nearsighted, so you may consider a bigger monitor. Consider also optical drives. So CD, RW, R is for read and then W is for write. Drives are standard on PCs and allow the information on a compact disk to be read and written to by the PC. It is defined by its speed, and standard on entry-level computers are 48 DVD-ROM or CD RW drives and allows you to copy blank CDs. High-performance computer use 52 DVD RWs. Consider also graphics and sound cards, especially if the purpose for using your PCs are for video editing. It is very important. So these cards are installed inside a PC and are responsible for determining the quality of the audio and visuals, so output by the computer. An integrated graphics card with 256 MB of memory is recommended for general-purpose PCs. And computers running high-end applications generally require a separate 256 MB graphics card. So this is for the graphics card, video card, and this one for the sound card. You can also consider having speakers and headphones. So most computers come with either built-in or external speakers, and schools may also consider buying headphones to control sound levels within a classroom or computer room. Of course, let us not forget to check for the network interface card or NIC. So what is it for? That is for you to connect to the internet. So it is recommended that all PCs be purchased with a suitable network interface card. A network card allows a computer to be connected to a network. So we already discussed this last week. So the 10 by 100 by 1000 Mbps or megabits per second card is the standard network for today. And lastly, we have our operating systems. So here are the logos here for our different operating systems. So we have here for the Windows, for the Apple, Android, and Linux. So PCs are generally purchased with an operating system pre-installed. So mostly, it is worth checking that your existing software will still work with the operating system of any new systems being purchased. So the choice of base operating system should be made along with our choice of operating system license. So again, operating system license costs depend on a number of factors, including type of school or type of license. Example, once purchased via Microsoft's Select Agreement for purchasing software per year via Microsoft Schools Agreement. So again, for Microsoft class, there should be a license to be called genuine. However, there are also operating systems that are free. So for example, is the Linux. It is an open source free operating system which is widely used by schools at present, though it may be suitable for schools who are aware of its capabilities. The most widely used open source database is Ubuntu, and it is Linux-based operating system and is distributed free along with the source code. Its desktop looks somewhat similar with the Windows and the control icons of the Windows. There is reasonable large software support available on Ubuntu. So the common applications include Mozilla Firefox, the LibreOffice, and the GIMP image editor. Aside from Windows, Linux, we also have the Open Solaris. It is a computer operating system developed by Sun Microsystems, though it is not widely used today. So it runs well on desktops, laptops, servers, and data centers. Open Solaris is GUI-based or graphical user interface-based like Ubuntu and has rich graphical desktop and windows for easy navigation. It is now available in version 11 and can be downloaded without any cost from the Oracle website. And that's it for our discussion this week. So to check your knowledge, let us have some points here. So again, the specification or spec is a list of the key components that make up the computer. In purchasing a computer, you should consider looking at the components' specifications. And the most important component to take are the processor, the size of the RAM, the size of the hard drive, and as these are the central to the overall capability of the system. And for your activities, refer to your learning activity sheets, computer specifications in week 4, quarter 3, and then answer activities 1 and 2 in page 4, and then proceed with the reflection in page 5. So once you're done, send it to me offline or using USB or email. That would be all, class, for this week. See you next week. Goodbye and God bless.